This is Channel 7 News Live at 5.
I don't have time. I don't have a timeline.
With only 6 hours to go, the possibility of a government shutdown is becoming a reality. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Scott Inman.
And I'm Beth Hunt. Governor Mike Beebe says a shutdown could affect thousands of state employees. Channel 7's Aaron Hawley has been following this story today. And Aaron, when will those employees know?
Coming up at 6.
Okay,
Back to you.
It's clear this could affect a lot of Arkansans. Aaron, thank you.
Your Metro First Forecast with meteorologist Barry Brandt.
Well, we do see details just ahead, Scott.
All right, Barry, we'll see you in a few. Thank you very much. Well, it seems like not that long ago we watched as oil from the breached Pegasus pipeline flowed through neighborhoods in Mayflower, forcing evacuations there. And even now, there are still people misplaced from their homes. Channel 7's Alicia Dover was in Mayflower today with officials who were marking 6 months since the pipeline was breached. Alicia Dover live in Mayflower tonight. Thanks for that report. Well, the University of Arkansas under scrutiny as new emails connected to a more than $4 million deficit are released to the public. A February email from the budget officer in the advancement division tells the recipients to, quote, please delete after reading. One recipient, former UA spokesman John Diamond, who says he has no doubt the comment was in reference to an alleged order by Chancellor Gearhart to destroy documents about the division's budget problems. Gearhart denies telling anyone to destroy documents.
Highway officials say the start of construction on the new Broadway Bridge is up to a year away. Bids for the construction contract will open in February. The state says it will likely take about 3 months to award that contract. Highway officials have approved a plan to tear down the existing bridge between Little Rock and North Little Rock and build a new one. Traffic crossing the Arkansas River between the two cities will be rerouted for up to 2 years as the new bridge is constructed. Interstate 49 from Texarkana to Shreveport is expected to be finished during the summer of next year. The more than 36-mile stretch will extend from the Arkansas border in southern Miller County to Interstate 220 in Shreveport. The interstate is part of a project to open trade routes from the Gulf Coast to the northern United States.
President Clinton back in town speaking on improving children's health tonight. He's set to speak at the Clinton Library, and that's where we find Channel 7's Matt Mershon live to joining us to tell us what he will be speaking about.
Scott.
All right, Matt, we'll see you again at 10. Thanks very much. The Agriculture Department says less than 1% of schools have dropped out of the new school lunch program. The new federal health standards have been met with some grumbling from school nutrition officials who say they are difficult and expensive to follow. Kids have complained that the less greasy food doesn't taste that good, but USDA says the vast majority of schools are serving healthier food and that only 524 schools out of about 100,000 have dropped out.
Well, the new Little Rock Police Department recruits had a tough assignment today.
And tried to escape the mommy and daddy robots from planet Snurp.
The recruits spent the afternoon reading to students at Mablevale Elementary.
The interaction between the police and minority community, is looked at unfavorably. However, this is something positive that we could do and come together and do for the kids.
The cadets were involved in the classroom, on the floor, interacting with the students and really enjoying themselves. As a matter of fact, we had to pull them out of the classroom.
The principal says he and the police department are working together to find more opportunities for positive interactions.
So glad that was an actual book. And
I know.
They didn't really have a problem with mommy and daddy robots.
Exactly.
From Snurp.
From Snurp.
All right. Well, the debate surrounding whether to vaccinate your child has continued to be a hot one. At 5:18, a new study, though, investigates how parents' decisions play a major role in one of the biggest whooping cough outbreaks in decades.
And feel like you're waiting longer in the drive-through line? Well, that's because you probably are. At 523, the slowest and fastest fast food restaurants.
Say that. But first, get ready for the coolest air in months. When we return, Barry has details in his 7-day forecast. You're watching Channel 7 News Live at 5.
From the weather team with the most experience, this is Channel 7 meteorologist Barry Brandt.
Coolest we've seen in months.
Very good.
Thanks,
Barry, thank you.
Well, your chances of hitting a deer while driving are going up. 1 in 89 Arkansas drivers will crash into one this year. At 523, just how much that's costing you.
And after the break, how researchers say parents' decisions not to vaccinate can lead to one of the largest whooping cough outbreaks in decades.
Welcome back. Cold season is just around the corner, and experts say you should deal with your runny nose, fever, and scratchy throat at home and away from your coworkers. Here's why. First and foremost, you'll get your coworkers sick. This is especially true in the beginning when you are most contagious. Second, experts say that when you try to force yourself to work when you're under the weather, you aren't as sharp or efficient. And finally, pushing yourself to work while you're in the early stages of illness may actually prolong your recovery time.
Researchers think they now know what contributed to the biggest outbreak of whooping cough in California in 47 years. A new study ties it to a cluster of people who refuse to have their children vaccinated for the disease. The complete findings for this study are in the journal Pediatrics.
Well, if you feel like you're waiting longer in those drive-through lines these days, that's because you are.
Yeah, find out which fast food restaurants aren't so fast.
Apple is now the most valuable brand, knocking Coca-Cola from the top spot after a 13-year run. That's according to a report from the consulting firm Interbrand, which pegs the tech giant's value up 28% from last year's report. Google rose to the number 2 spot. Coca-Cola dropped to number 3, with IBM and Microsoft rounding out the top 5.
Well, you feel like you may have noticed this. Drive-through times are slowing down. That's according to an annual study that measures the average speed from order to pickup at 7 major fast food restaurants. The study found the average drive-through wait time now nearly 181 seconds, about 8 seconds slower compared to last year. Chick-fil-A was the slowest, with an average of time of nearly 204 seconds. Wendy's was the fastest at about 134 seconds. Researchers say the overall slowdown is mostly the result of busier drive-through lanes and more complex new products being offered. 1 in 89 Arkansas drivers will hit a deer with their car this year. That's according to State Farm. The state moving up to number 9 in the country from 12th last year. State Farm estimates accidents cost Arkansans about $75 million a year, and that does not include uninsured drivers. Collisions are most likely in November, the heart of the deer hunting and mating season. For tips on avoiding deer and vehicle collisions, you can visit KATV.com.
A Texas man has unearthed a 2.13-carat diamond at the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Murfreesboro. Clay Jarvis was in nearby Texarkana on business when he decided to visit the park. Jarvis found the champagne brown diamond Saturday after searching for about an hour and a half. The diamond is about the size of a pencil eraser. This is the 368th diamond found at the park so far this year, but only the 5th diamond this year, weighing more than 2 carats. Jarvis says he named the stone the Nona J diamond for his wife, April.
Every time I see those stories, it makes me want to go.
I know.
You never know. The price of crude oil was down 54 cents a barrel, closing the day at 102.33.
The stock market posted losses today. The Dow was down more than 128 points to close at 15,129. The Nasdaq was down 10 points. We'll be right back.
Good evening to you. I'm Christina Munoz. Tonight on Channel 7 News at 6, former Little Rock police officer Josh Hastings will have to wait until May for his 3rd manslaughter trial, but last week's ended in another mistrial, as you might know. Channel 7's Justin Lewis spoke with one of the jurors to find out what happened in that jury room. Justin?
One juror in the Josh Hastings retrial tells us 11 of the 12 jurors had decided a verdict in its final day of deliberation. The group deliberated for more than 11 hours before court ultimately once again ruled it a mistrial on Thursday of last week. Now, this is the first time a juror from this retrial tells us exactly what was going on behind closed doors as it tried to reach a verdict.
Each time that we took a vote, before we took the vote, we went around the room and asked the people why they voted the way they voted. And we voted, told them why we voted each time the way we voted.
In an exclusive interview coming up at 6, Mr. Kenneth Norman there tells us which way the jury voted and what one factor about the trial stood out to him. That'll be new at 6.
Well, Justin, we will see you then. Thank you very much. And here's Sully with a look at what's happening in sports.
Coming up in sports at 6 o'clock, we're looking back at that tough loss on Saturday to Texas A&M. Chris Ash and how his defense played. Brett Bielema and what he liked from his Hogs. And can you believe basketball season is here? UALR starting practice today. You'll hear from their head coach, Steve Shields, coming up in sports.
And for the high-tech power moms out there, 7 hidden features in iOS 7. If you've done the update on your iPhone, go to KATV.com to find out more. Beth and Scott, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Christina. We got to get this guy to get the update.
I'm trying to. I just keep forgetting. We're out of time.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you at 6.
Welcome to World News.